Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
Test, test, test. It sounded really loud.
Test.
Hello, hello.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Hello. Hello. I think that's pretty good. Hello. Hello. Check. Check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic. Mic check. 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 Mic. Mic check. Mic check. Mic. Mic. Sorry, I'm trying to, because I'm adjusting it in here. So mic check. Mic check. Does that sound good for the audio for the mics, Candace? Mm-hmm. Or is it too loud? Too low? Okay. Mic check. Mic check. Does that sound good? Hello. Mic check. Well, go be deaf over there and let's hear it real quick. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic. Mic check. Mic check. Mic. Sentence. Sentence. Sounds good? Does it sound good? Very good. Okay.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is the special called meeting of the San Marcos CISD Board of Trustees. Today is December 1st. Welcome to the end of the year. It is noon. We have, or will shortly have all board members present, 6 in person and 1 on Zoom. That gives us a quorum. We don't have anybody signed up this afternoon to speak in public forum, so we will move directly into the agenda preparation for the December 15th regular scheduled meeting. Dr. Cardona.
All right. Good afternoon, Madam President, members of the board. We'll start with item 5, superintendent's report. I'm sure we'll have some student recognitions now that the semester is coming to an end. We'll have our student attendance also for our campuses. Under item 6, reports for information, academics will be presenting a PSAT, SAT update. We will also have Communities and Schools CEO Sharon Vigil will be here with Adriana to present a Community and Schools update. And then the academics team will be presenting a community engagement update. The high school team actually will be presenting on the work we've been doing for about the past year with Scholastic. That was part of the city grant that they gave us that came with a lot of professional development. So we thought we need to give y'all an update on how that's going. Under B, communications, we will have our demographer here to present an update around potentially looking at having to redo boundaries. And we thought we might need to get that on your calendar before we break so that we can get your guidance. And he'll have the up-to-date data on what's happening.
That's attendance boundaries, correct?
Attendance
Okay.
boundaries, yes.
Mr. Redondo.
Thank you, Madam President. Dr. Cardona, is there any way that we can get this tomographer report sooner rather than later? Maybe even earlier than what is in the packet? The only reason why I say that, and no disrespect to the gentleman who presents, but I'd rather watch paint dry than hear him present. I know he's presented several times, and it's really just verbatim reading from the slides, and I can do that at home. So if we can get that earlier, that would be great.
We will get it by the deadline that you provided to us. Item 7, approval of consent agenda items. Item A, approval of minutes for a regular scheduled board meeting on November 17th, 2025, and special board meeting on December 1st, 2025. Item 7B, consider approval of 2025-2026 budget amendments. Don't know that we have any right now. Item 8, items for action, Board of Trustees. We will be bringing you a discussion and possible action to accept and/or reject the SLAC's recommendations for library book procurement. And then number 2, discussion and possible action to accept and/or reject the SLAC's recommendations for the library book challenges, 29 book challenges, I think. Item B, finance, and they did meet prior to the break. It was a very good meeting. They followed the law as intended. Lively discussions. It is audio recorded. It is going to be put on our website. All our meetings followed TOMA. It was a very good meeting. Item 8B, finance. 1, consider rescinding the previously approved action to delegate contractual authority to the superintendent for purchase of attendance credits. So if you remember last year, we had to go do the same thing. We apparently made the same mistake. We now literally have to read verbatim, the board president, a very specific authorization for us to purchase attendance credits. And we will have that verbatim exact language for y'all. And that leads to item number 2, which would be the new delegation for me to purchase attendance credits following the exact verbatim language that they require. Item 9, closed session is authorized by section 551.071 551.074, 551.129, 551.076 of the Texas Government Code. Item A, deliberation regarding safety and security. We do have to have something because we are in the process of an audit and we failed one of our audits. And then item 10, the board will reconvene from closed session to take action if necessary on items discussed in closed session.
And didn't you say that we need to also consider whether or not we need to put an item on the agenda regarding communication with the city over the
Yes,
lot?
Marcus, if you want to come up, you had asked us to pause having conversations with the city, but I think that they're at their point where they potentially will have something for you all to consider as a board regarding the property that we were looking at for the RFP. And so we need to get your guidance on what it is you want from us to do. Communicate with them or not communicate with them?
Correct. I've received emails and phone calls from the city's office, and it's the two individuals that are working on trying to align all the requirements so that they can move forward with an offer. And at this point, I've told them that everything is paused. And really, the two items, there's kind of a history as best as we can give them of the property that they're requesting, and then they're requesting the Phase 2 environmental. That they are not 100% sure if they have to dig much to determine, but that is a process they have to. They would like to start. They have finished a survey and a new appraisal, which that appraisal came out a little bit higher than the appraisal we had back in March. So I think it's a good thing for us. But we have not allowed them to do anything forward or move further. And so I'm just kind of seeking guidance on if that's something I can communicate with them to do these two pieces, which are a survey of information questionnaire and then the temporary right of entry, the Phase 2 environmental.
So I think the item for the board is to decide if we need to agendize this for January or for the regular December meeting and have a larger discussion, or if we can give the administration authorization today to move forward with that communication.
I guess we need to agendize it. I mean, I'd want to know what the appraisal came in. I mean, if it was.
Can you put speaker?
If it starts with a 1, they can't pay more than the appraisal, and I have, as an individual trustee, zero interest in selling it for something less than $3 million. So I guess if we all know that, or if a majority of the board feels similarly, there's no need to waste their time. So, but we can't really poll us unless you agendize it, so.
Mr. Arredondo?
Yeah, excuse me, I'm fine having an executive session item to discuss the new appraisal number and potentially what that dollar amount is. I agree with Mr. McLaughlin, and I've said this publicly. I think the ISD has already done the philanthropic handout for the community in the donation of the other parcel on that block. And so I want to have a robust conversation of what that looks like moving forward if the city or the county or any public entity wants to buy the remainder of that property.
Okay, so we'll put an item into executive session and then come back out and discuss in public if need be.
We'll get it.
Thank you.
All right, does anybody have anything else to add to this agenda? Mr. Arredondo?
Thank you, Ms. Halsey. If I can direct my colleagues' attention to a memo that was sent by Dr. Cardona to the board last week from our general counsel related to potential partnerships with the Hays County Food Bank. I know that was a topic of conversation with this board in regards to the pause in SNAP benefits and the federal shutdown. I am interested in having a discussion item with possible action put on the December meeting with a presentation from the Hays County Food Bank regarding a potential partnership that would meet the requirements that were itemized there in that legal memo from legal counsel. And without getting too into that topic, because I know we're just at agenda prep, I think we can all, or at least most of us, can acknowledge that although the immediate crisis is over, those families are still mitigating the decisions that they had to make during that pause. I know, in particular, in the work that I do, working with some of the organizations that do rental assistance or eviction assistance. A lot of those families used rent money to buy groceries, right? Because they deemed that food was the most critical item at the time, and now they're delinquent on rent, and the dominoes just fall, right? So the need at the food bank is still there. The increased demand from our families is still there. And so I would just hope that we can have that conversation in December and see where the board is on that topic.
So we can add that to reports and information?
Yes, ma'am. And then also like a subsequent action item if there's interest. So reports and information and then something in board action.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else? No? Okay. And we'll move back to a discussion regarding the Community Leaders Fellowship Raise Your Hand Texas.
So I'll have Dr. Cole get up here and explain this. So
Good afternoon. So in front of you, there is some information from Raise Your Hand Texas. I have partnered with them as a principal when it came to Raise Your Hand Texas. I also did it last year when I went to speak for the legislation that was going forward. So this is an opportunity that I saw that I wanted to bring to you all to see if you would be interested in doing it. It is a community fellowship program where they're asking for 2 trustees, central office, principals, community members, stakeholders to participate in a year-long program. And it's about advocacy. There are several school districts in Texas that has done it. It's 10 sessions, I believe, 5 online, 5 in person. It doesn't cost anybody anything, but I saw it as an opportunity for us as a district, and I didn't know if you all wanted to do it or not. They will be held via Zoom, and then there's a couple of them that will be held in Austin at the center that they have up there.
they have a full conference center with hotel rooms. It's a nice facility.
Mr. Arredondo?
Thank you, President Halsey. Dr. Cole, is there a financial commitment behind this, or is it just a time commitment?
It's
from the
just a time
participants?
commitment.
Okay. That was my only question.
And it's 2 trustees and then cabinet?
It's whatever we would like to make it up. The application says it's 7 to 10 people. So I filled it out as much as I could go, and it did say 2 trustees.
I've also worked with Raise Your Hand Texas, and I'd be happy to do this, but I don't want to take the opportunity from other trustees if they're interested, because this is something I've done, not this exact program, but I've worked with them before, so.
Mr. Arredondo?
Thank you, President Halsey. I just wanted to echo Trustee Kane's sentiment. I've worked with Raise Your Hand Texas before during my time working in Representative Sweener's office. I have no immediate burning desire or passion to do this because I think I can navigate that space pretty well. But if any of my colleagues were interested, I think this would be time well spent for any participant. So.
Any other thoughts?
Still asking about the meetings, and they will be scattered over a period of a year.
Yes, ma'am.
It's about 10 to 12 hours of work per quarter, so every quarter for the year. So some of the work is you have to do readings on advocacy. Some of the work is like during the legislative session, so it goes 18 months. They would ask, I know part of the work was to go to Austin to meet with senators and representatives about public education. That's part of what's built in. I think the 2 meetings that are the big meetings are held they try and do them during the summers when they know school districts are down, and they hold them at their facility. It's where I went when we were doing our leadership development pipeline. And then they just do the Zoom meetings. And I think that's why they ask for 7 to 10, because they realize not everybody can be on them. at every given point, and they would just expect everybody to have conversations afterwards, like you can't make it.
And Ms. Cantu, I do have some more information. It says, so there's 5 meetings in person, 5 online. It says 3 of the 5 in person, they're actually coming here. And then it says the other 2 face-to-face times will be at a state retreat in the summer of 2026 and a trip to Austin in the spring of 2027.
I'm somewhat interested, but I'm having transportation issues right now, so I have to kind of hold it. But I'd be interested in serving on that.
Ms. Halsey?
Yep.
Thank you, President Halsey. Dr. Cole, is there a timeline on when we would need to accept or submit names for this effort?
So today would be the early bird decision, but it closes January 6th.
So if informally, I don't know if we can even do that today, but I would be comfortable nominating 2 of my colleagues and at least submitting something by the early bird deadline. And I'm assuming that if one of those individuals is not able to fulfill that commitment, given new information in January, we could probably swap them out, right?
I believe so. I think they're very lenient. They were very excited when I emailed Amy Dobson that we were interested in pursuing it. So I think it's very easy to switch a name if we have to.
If that's the case, President Halsey, again, I don't know if any of my colleagues are like jumping across the dais to volunteer and participating in this effort, but if Trustee Kane and Trustee Cantu are interested, I'd be supportive of moving forward with this and have staff execute whatever agreement they need to do on their side.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that also. I'm happy also to serve as an alternate, if need be, for the,
And when would the first meeting be?
They haven't said.
Oh, it would be at the beginning of 2026.
Yes, ma'am.
Probably.
so we can't really take a vote on this, but I
No,
mean,
we can just
I
submit
can't
the
vote right now.
applicant.
Okay.
We got the idea.
If staff can pick up the
Yeah,
vibes,
we
I
got
think
it.
it'll be okay, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And with that, is there a
Wait,
motion to adjourn?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Can we go back to agenda preparation? I do have another item.
yes,
Can we have a discussion and possible action regarding the ISD's participation in the San Marcos Area Chamber of Commerce's intercity trip for 2026? I know that information was sent out by the chamber, and I know that the ISD has sent a delegation before. I know funding has come from various sources and mechanisms in the past. I know as trustees, we're trying to be judicious in what we go to and what we travel to. I am, for the sake of just full transparency, interested in going on behalf of the district. I think those conversations have bore out a lot of positive partnerships and relationships with the chamber, so I just want to have that conversation in December as well. And I think their early bird deadline is the end of this month as well, so. And that's all I got.
well, let's add that. Anybody else? Okay, just a reminder that we are set to have a team of 8 training. We have the facilitator scheduled for that on January 10th. So make sure that that is on your calendar. We will also,
That's on a Saturday.
that is Saturday, yep.
9 to 12.
9 to 12. We also need to start thinking about when we're going to start our budget workshops in the spring. So I think that looking for an end of January date for that would be great. The other thing we need to make sure that we are following up on is that the committee that we've appointed needs to be convening because they need to address.
It's a board committee, so y'all just need to tell us and we'll get it organized for you. You're talking about the other committee.
The other committee, because they need to take up the calendar issues and sort of thing. So I would like to have them meet before the break.
Oh.
Mr. Hernandez?
Circling back to the January 10th Team of 8 training, I don't know who the facilitator is or what's on that tentative agenda. Is there any way to piggyback a budget conversation with that Team of 8 training? The only reason why I suggest that is I have always found it beneficial and fruitful to like understand my colleagues' priorities and what their focus is, and then I can better address the budget, right? Like if someone cares about athletics or advanced academics or fine arts, then I know, like, hey, when we talk about that topic, colleague X or colleague Y, you know, is impassioned to advocate for that department or division. And as we talk about, obviously, the overt budget constraints that we're and all school districts are dealing with, I don't know, I think, at least for me, if there's a way for the facilitator to combine those two activities, that
Yeah,
would
so that's
be
what we talked about previously. So
beneficial.
it's Jenny Hall from Welsh Gallegos who's going to be our facilitator. And the first hour is going to be the update on the legislative actions that we are required to get. And then for the second part, I asked her to, as we discussed, go back through our core commitments and revisit our core commitments and see if we still are in agreement that that should be the focus of the district. And if not, do we need to revise them with the idea of leading into another budget round so that those core commitments can help direct the decisions that we make in the budget in the spring. Is that?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
cool. I don't know if we can get like a very high level budget update from staff, like 10-minute presentation of what the projection is for 2026, 2027, or what that looks like. Again, the more information I have, the earlier I have it, the better mentally and emotionally I can be prepared for that budget conversation in the spring. And so if any type of budget update can be provided by staff and to serve as like a primer for that effort, I can then, I guess, prioritize what my commitment looks like for additional budget workshops in the spring, right? So if I know it's like gloom and doom, or if it's not so bad, you know, maybe we need to do budget workshops every month, right? Or every agenda prep like we did this past year, or maybe it does not need to be of such robust frequency.
So the 10th is a Saturday. I don't have my full spring schedule loaded yet, but it looks to me like our agenda prep for January will be on January 6th, which is that first Tuesday. It would seem we could get a brief budget overview at that meeting, if that would make sense. Ms. Garcia, yes?
Okay.
That would lead into that, and then Jenny would have that also in advance of the meeting. All right. Anything else?
Move to adjourn. Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, please raise your hand. Thank you very much. Good luck with the next 2 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 weeks to go. Getting back into the swing of things.